Welcome to Snowball Madness A to Z. There are 142 different kinds of snowballs you can throw, and almost all of them are in letter S, which is today. Yes, today is the big day for letter S. And we're starting out early in the morning, as you can see, because we have so much to get through. So I am going to hustle and hustle as I never have before. There'll be much less explaining this time around, and we'll see pretty much how far we can get. Firstly, stone bricks. That creates boxes. You can power it up to make it be larger. So this is your castle maker right there. It's very effective at that. I don't know who you are, sir, but goodbye. Stone, by the same token. That makes stone boxes. Same deal. Same deal. You can scale it up with power, and that's how that works. Sand. Sand places sand blocks, obviously, and when it places blocks, they will fall. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you can kill somebody by dropping sand on them, but you can try. And this is me hitting a regen block. I don't think those really exist. It didn't tell the client to remove those blocks, but I just used a grass block and regenerated. Okay, so much for sand. Saddle. Well, if you just use a saddle, you can get a lead. Oh. Hang on. Okay, I guess it's not going to be night anymore because we're going to make it stop raining by sleeping. And good morning. And good morning, zombie. Goodbye, zombie. So the saddle will give you a lead. However, if you power up the saddle, and I think you can do this effectively with as little as 2 glowstone dust, you'll get a horse. And a lead. Actually, it looks like a stack of leads, so that's good. We're just getting this horse over here, out of the way. Oh. He's fast, he could do it. And go play with the other horse. We've got business to do. We got a lot to cover. So the saddle, when powered, will give you a horse. And without having it be powered, that'll give you leads. So considering that leather gives you saddles, it's pretty easy to get saddles and leads and things like that. Sapling. If you do a sapling, you will get a tree if that is at all possible. It needs to be on grass. And again, it looks like the regen is not talking to the client super well. Now, if you power the sapling, and I'm pretty sure it's powered with anything. Oh, that's the regen ball. If you power the sapling, you'll get a large. It also honors the kind of tree. For instance, that was oak, and this is dark oak, and there we have a dark oak tree. So saplings, that's what you get out of the saplings. Shears, this is going to be interesting. I got to go over here in order to see it. What you get with shears is this. Mow the lawn. You can also power that up to mow the lawn more extensively. Also, what we've got is it'll also mow trees. And let's see now. Let's get some glowstone block. Double glowstone or better. And it will also get rid of wood and crops. I don't think this is really here. So you can get rid of that kind of stuff, but that's not all. If you do a glowstone block and a nether star, it does a special trick. It will do dirt, but not grass. That is a glowstone block and a nether star. Definitely an odd effect, perhaps useful for bases or something like that. And then, of course, if you have multiple nether stars, it mows absolutely everything. It mows everything right down to the ground. Nothing is left. So anytime you want to make a sort of surface of the moon effect, that is one way to do it. Oh, and we've gone all the way over here. That's a very large radius. Back to the regen. I'm not smothering those horses. They actually got removed by the regen. So that was Shears. Shears does a number of crazy things. Skull. Well, if you do have a skull of some kind, it's fairly predictable what you'll get. It will spawn the creature that the skull represents. Now, if you have wither skulls, which are really the easiest skulls to get, it's actually kind of challenging spawning those. They have to be in conditions that other regular wither skeletons could spawn in. So I think you might actually have to be in a fortress in order to get those. I'm not completely sure. They're not super effective that way. Here's something that is rather effective. A slime ball. So we're going to fly up here. Scoot over there to this creepy area. And you can see that if we have a simple explosion, you've got that. However, the slime ball does something else. If you have a slime ball, you have one bounce. If you've got two slime balls, one bounce, two bounce, and kaboom. Maybe I'd better do that from a better place. One bounce, two bounce, and boom. The slime blocks will just keep bouncing stuff as many bounces as you have slime blocks. There's something to be aware of that as far as that is concerned, though. The deal with it is, if you're in some kind of desert where it would go on forever, it's not really going to go on forever because the horizontal motion of the snowball will slow as you go. Also, if it smacks right into something, it'll use up a lot of explosions very quickly. For instance, there's 6 bounces, but as soon as it hits a flat surface, it will maybe try to zing itself up the edge, but it will soon run out of bounces if it has to bounce literally up the wall. The slime balls are pretty crazy that way. Slowness potion. Okay, I forgot to even make this one. Let's grab it. Let's find it. Slowness potion. Actually, you know something? I think I've forgotten a bunch of these potions. All variations of the slowness potion are the same. What they will do is this. They make rings of web, and they follow the same rules as the regular rings do. So they'll tend to empty out areas underneath themselves. But that's what the slowness potion is going to let you make a very effective trap out of webbing. That's your slowness potion. Snowball. Well, we've seen this before. Snowballs upon snowballs upon snowballs create multiplier effects. One shot did all that. What's not to love? Oh. We're trying to repair this little ground a little bit. Bunnies, this might not be a safe place for you to be. And we're going to change it to daytime real quick. And continue as fast as ever we can. So that got us past slowness potion to snowball. We got pages and pages of this stuff. There was lots of things under S. Oh, one more thing about the snowballs, however. If you have just a single snowball, look at what you get. It's going to bounce as if it was a slime block. And if you have 2 snowballs, if you have a small number of multiplier snowballs, you're going to get more of a directional effect. And you can even manipulate this by placing other snowballs in such a way that you got 2, then you got 4, but they're all going to go pretty much away from you. So normally when we demonstrate the bouncy snowball effect, we use the 16 and we have the maximum number of explosions possible, but that doesn't have to be the way that it goes. You can use smaller numbers in such a way that you can really... Let me see if I can get that guy. Signs point to yes. You can make the multipliers be directional if you use few of them, and people who never try that will never learn it, but it is still worth knowing. So that covers snowball. Next, we're going to look at spider eye. Spider eye is very simple. If you got the spider eye, it throws you instead of the snowball. If you're pointing downwards, it's like running. If you point upwards, it's going to toss you in the air. Now this is great at running the hell away from somewhere. In fact, you can even fly that way. But it's not as good as the rocket at keeping you from smashing into things. By the way, this can be accelerated using speed. For instance, look at what happens when I got a beacon going. Actually, that's too much speed. That's so much speed it's freezing up a little bit. How about a cookie? That's a little less intense. So this can quickly get you into a position where you will fall from the sky and die. If you fall from this height, you're not going to survive in survival mode. So normally we don't power up the spider eye too much. Speaking of which, guess what? Speed potion does exactly the same thing except for it's multiplied. That's a speed. As you can see, that's just about as good as the regular spider eye. And you got speed extended. That's even more powerful. And you got speed 2. That's getting so powerful that it can't even function. Sometimes it'll fire and sometimes it will not. Like in this case, it's not firing, but you get a pretty wild reaction that way. Also, all these things can be accelerated using the beacons or other forms of speed inducers. So there are various ways to fling yourself about quite violently. That should cover the speed. Now, sticks. A stick is just knockback. It's such gentle knockback that it probably won't hurt this horse very much. Oh, hello? Unless it knocked the horse back so far that he's gone. That's weird. At any rate, that is what a stick does. A stick delivers knockback. It's one of the weakest forms of knockback, that and a bone. I am not seeing a lot of living things around here, so take it as read. All right. I am telling you that the stick provides knockback, and it's not very effective knockback. So that got rid of. And a stone sword, as you might imagine, produces damage and then wipes out the sword. Now the stone pickaxe, that's like a mining pick. It's the quickest one you can get a hold of. But the thing is, it's a very ineffective mining pick. You can, however, power it up. Doesn't make it all that much better. Look, we'll power it up with 2 nether stars, and even so, it still isn't going to be all that impressive. Although when you power stuff up with nether stars, you start getting rid of the ore, which is interesting. Too much power on a thing will tend to remove whatever ores you might otherwise be producing. So that's your stone pick. Your stone pick is... Although, interestingly, we're not getting rid of any of the coal block. So your stone pick is another mining pick. Now, let's see. Got strength potions. Let's find the strength potions. We got 3 different strength potions, and I believe they all do different things. So here's strength, strength extended, and strength 2. Strength gives you this. Not very exciting, is it? No, there it is. That is a solid stone brick sphere. And like I said, solid stone brick sphere. That's a strong thing. And you can mine that out and make a little base out of it if you like. See? Very tough little fort. That is a strength potion. Strength 2 gives you this. This is a bedrock sphere. but it has stone brick on the inside. I can show you that because I am in creative mode, so I can delete the bedrock. If you're not in creative mode, you're going to have to pull out a diamond peg and power it up in order to be able to get through bedrock. But this is another form of powerful, heavy-duty fortress. Like if you want a really heavy-duty fortress, you might try this. Or for instance, if I go to strength 2, rather than having the bedrock, we'll have obsidian. And I'll fire a very overpowered potion of strength 2, and we've just encased ourselves in the material. And what it is a ginormous obsidian sphere with a stone brick core. And it too is completely solid. But that's the largest you can scale that thing up. Basically, this here is your Death Star. You might have to drop it from a height so that you don't smother yourself in it. And it does not replace ground, so you can dig underneath it and get into it. But you can produce a lovely little Death Star base out of something like this. That is the Strength Potion Extended duration. Or actually, hang on. No, it's Strength 2. Strength 2 is the one that is the obsidian sphere. Strength Extended would be the bedrock sphere. Now, what else? What else have we got? Oh, sugar. Sugar is easy. We've already seen that before. Sugar accelerates your shot, just like this. See, that's a little faster than it would otherwise be. So that is a thing that you can do if you're just stuck with nothing but an arrow, and you've got to get to a point where you can fight back a little bit more effectively. There you go. You've got a little bit more speed with that. That is your sugar right there. We've already demonstrated sand. String. String bounces your target. Now, in order to demonstrate this, I would have to have something living around here. But what it will do is it'll yank anything towards you using the string. It's exactly reversed from the path of the snowball, meaning that if you were under something, you fire up, it won't knock it up at you, it will yank it down at you. And no matter what it is you hit with this, it'll be yanked towards you. It's kind of like the fishing rod in a way. I'm just flying over here trying to find something living. And let's see. What have we got? If it comes to it, I will just let mobs spawn and we'll use those. Snowball Madness is a bit of a crazy game. Fairly intense area. Ah, there we go. Hello, Mr. Creeper. If you wanted to yank a creeper towards you, this is how you would do it. That or a fishing rod. Actually, I'm not sure whether the fishing rod just throws everything. But a string will let you pull anything towards you. And with that, we are actually finished with S. Yay! So with that, I bid you adieu. Ta-ta.